Well, the kind of home that I was brought up in was a Christian home. I attended Faith Christian Church ever since I could remember. I was here every Sunday. I was involved with the youth groups. I went on missions trips. Um, I went to Sunday school. I was very active in the church. And I was homeschooled up until the 8th grade. So all the way from kindergarten to 8th grade, I was homeschooled with my family and my pastor's family. So I was around God all the time. And my freshman year up through high school, I went to a public school. My freshman year, I was kind of shy and didn't really hang out with anybody because I was too afraid to. And finally, I got so upset about being a loner that I wanted to fit in with the crowd, so I started doing what the crowd was doing. Got really heavy into drinking, smoking, doing drugs. I was a womanizer. I was a partier. I'd get into fights a lot. I was angry. I was depressed, all while I was still going to church. And I was very good at playing Christian. I could put on a front where people would think everything was okay. And then as soon as I'd walk out of the church doors, I would start back into the things that I was doing, as far as partying, drinking, smoking, drugs, all that, because I thought that's what everybody wanted me to do. I thought that was the cool thing to do until I tried to quit. I quit probably 1,000 times, but I'd go right back into it. I would go to Christian events like Winter Blast. I'd get very on fire for God, have an awesome experience with them, and as soon as I'd come back, these thoughts in my mind would be like, you're going to give in anyways, why not do it right away? Well, I knew that it was going too far when all I wanted to do was drink, or all I wanted to do was do drugs. I mean, I always thought I had control over it, thinking, I can quit anytime I want. I mean, I'm me. I'm invincible.
I was homeschooled up till 8th grade, and then I went to public school in 9th grade. And it was a giant change, because I was this little perfect Christian boy, and I was thrown into this hellhole, but it really was. And unless you're strong, unless you have a really strong relationship with God, you're not going to make it. And I did not have a very strong relationship because I relied mostly on my parents' relationship, and that kind of got me through as far as I needed to go, I thought. And so I got to public school, and I did good the first year. I mean, I just went through casual Christian. I camoed right in, and I didn't do any partying, didn't do anything like that. But I was doing through a few more years of that, just kind of casual, and then eventually I just was offered to come, and I went to a few parties, and then eventually I needed the alcohol, and I wasn't having fun unless I was drunk, and so it got eventually till I did it till after I graduated, and then it got to be every night, and then I was getting more and more depressed, and I would need drugs, and then I would need just like pills and alcohol and just more and more to keep me in that state of mind. Otherwise I wasn't happy, and I was depressed, even though I was still depressed, but it numbed it for a little while. I mean, everything in life wasn't even too horrible. It was just the fact that you're in that stuff, it makes you depressed. It makes it deeper every time. It gives you this false hope almost. It's like a false reality that you are a little happier, and so you grasp that. It wears off, it comes back harder. You get a little more, harder, until eventually you are. I was suicidal, and I was just riding the fence, and I was at school and church and doing things and because it was the only thing in my life that was giving me this temporary happiness, I guess. Happiness is way too big of a word, but temporary satisfaction, I guess. And it's the same with the girls. Even the whole time when I'm drinking, I'm thinking, if I die right now, I'm going to hell. There's no doubt about it. All these people are going to hell, and I'll probably get the brunt of it because I know the truth, and I'm leading them all astray. And so it was very stressful, and finally,
I grew up on a dairy farm in Wisconsin here, and drinking was a big part of our family. All the neighbors helped, and so we either went to their place of beer, they came to our place of beer, we helped them out. And the first time I got drunk, passed out, I was 4 years old. And I was passed out for 20 hours. And my mother said she just checked on me and everything was okay and all that. And that was just not a big... like I said, alcohol was always a part of my life. If Dad was drinking, I could always take a drink of his beer, whatever. A lot of times my dad would go off drinking. We would do the chores, and as I got into about between 7th and 8th grade, right in there, I started drinking. But between 8th and 9th grade that summer is when I started to drink full time. Before I was 18, I'd been pulled over for drunk driving 5 times. And then the Marine Corps. Well, this drinking went on and on. I went in the Marine Corps. I thought I would, the drinking, I won't be able to drink because Marines train hard. I got out of the Marine Corps still thinking I really didn't have a problem drinking because I worked hard, That was a kind of a vicious cycle that I grew up with. You work hard, you drink hard, you ain't hurting nobody. And that went on and on. I've been to 3 different alcohol dryouts, and they just made me a smarter drunk. I could take you to a cemetery, all my relatives that are dead. There's probably 50 of my family members in this little old country cemetery. And I could just say, he died of cirrhosis of the liver, emphysema, all these things. My favorite uncle was just destroyed by alcohol. My favorite grandpa, destroyed by alcohol. Those are just 2 close ones. I have other uncles, cousins, everything. Friends that died. 3 of my friends got killed at 18 years old, drunk driving wrecks, Very good friends that are just gone now. And that's really hard.